If you're clicking through YouTube and looking for information about Record Store Day 2023 and you just found my channel, welcome. If you look forward to this video every year, also welcome. The Record Store Day 2023 list is finally out, and as always, every year, I make a video telling you my thoughts on the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hopefully, this will help inform your decisions about what records to get and maybe not get on this year's list. Obviously, these are just my opinions. Music is extremely subjective. What I may think is dumb or pointless may be the thing you're most excited for, and that is okay. But for the sake of entertainment in the video, I'm definitely going to share the things that I think are awesome and maybe not so awesome. A super quick rundown of Record Store Day if you don't know what it is and you're very new to the hobby. Every year a list comes out that has specific releases that are released just for RSD. Now they're broken up into two different categories, RSD firsts and RSD exclusives. Exclusive means that that variant is only going to be available on Record Store Day. Usually not a repress down the road, but occasionally they break their own rules. And RSD first means that it will come out in another variant down the road, so you don't have to scramble necessarily to grab it if you miss it at your local store. Record Store Day in concept is amazing. I love the idea of having a special day or a couple days each year to really celebrate the local record store. And after I opened my own record store here in Portland, Oregon last year, it means even more to me. I still don't know if I'm officially going to be a part of Record Store Day in terms of getting list titles moving forward as a store. I'm still learning about if that's worth it for a store of my size and the type of stuff that I do at my store. But I like to still celebrate Record Store Day by having a bunch of really good deals and maybe live music and things like that. That being said, always love looking at the list. The past few years, the list has been lackluster in my opinion. There aren't really any of those huge, oh my god titles where it's like, this is finally on vinyl. Everyone's been waiting for this. So I haven't really lined up since pre-pandemic. I found everything I've wanted to online. There hasn't really been a huge scramble to grab anything after the fact. So the first time I went through the list this morning, I was slightly underwhelmed. But as I was going through the list again to work on this video, I actually found more and more things that I was excited about, and I do think this might be one of the best Record Store Day lists in years. That's not to say it's not without some of its flaws, but we'll get to those in a minute. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on. Let's get started going through the list, shall we? Starting off with the good, let's talk about some first-timers, some first vinyl releases for these records. Terry Callier's Hidden Conversations is coming out. An awesome EP where he does collaborations with Massive Attack. I mean, Terry Callier is a true legend. Back in the day, he was a soulful, funky genius, and he's worked with people like Nujabes over the years. And I just think he's an amazing musician that I'm getting more and more into as I continue to go down the rabbit hole of funk, soul, and jazz as a record store owner. This is a really good EP. I'm stoked it's coming to vinyl. The Cranberries, Wake Up and Smell the Coffee. I actually don't know this record, to be completely honest, but I really love early Cranberries, and this has never been on vinyl before, so I'm sure a lot of people are stoked on this. Frou Frou, or Frou Frou. I don't know how to pronounce it still to this day. Leave a comment if you know how. It is the side project of Imogen Heap. Details, the full-length record, has been out of print for years, going for $200-300 now. And this is a series of cuts that never made it to any kind of full album. I think it's demos, possibly just a collection of singles. Either way, anything that she does is great, and I'm definitely gonna grab this. Magnetic Fields, Magnetic Fields is a terrific singer-songwriter project. If you haven't heard any of his stuff, definitely check it out. And this is the first time that has ever been on vinyl. I believe it was his None Such debut record, so really excited to finally get this on wax. Pose, Hello. This is a record I wasn't super familiar with, but I was told I had to listen to it, so I gave it a listen. Really good 90s trip-hoppy singer-songwriter stuff. First time on vinyl, and I think people are going to be really excited about this one. Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots is doing 12 Bar Blues, which was a solo album he put out right after the Tiny Music era, which is my favorite era of Stone Temple Pilots. This is one that people have wanted on vinyl for a long time, including myself, and I'm really excited that they're finally doing this. It's on green and blue vinyl. This one is an RSD exclusive, 4,000 copies. This one was kind of a surprise. The Verve Pipe Villains. This is the first time that this record has ever been on vinyl. The Freshman was a massive hit single in the 90s. I love that song, one of my favorite 90s songs. Truthfully, I don't know the full album. I've never listened to it, but I will now. Always love when a 90s gem finally gets its first ever vinyl pressing. Another RSD exclusive 1,500 copies is April March meets Staplin. April March is someone I discovered because of a trade-in in the record store where I heard her album, I think it was called Cinerama. Really good, love her voice, and this is her collaboration with a French duo named Staplin, who I don't know and I'll have to check out as well. But pretty much now, if I see April March, I'm definitely interested and I'll probably pick this up. Now let's talk about a bunch of live albums, demos, and remixes. Dio, live live in Fresno, 1983. Really solid era for Dio, and from what I read, it is actually from the analog tapes, so this should be a really good live album if you're a Dio fan. Jose Gonzalez, one of my all-time favorite artists, is having remixes of his Local Valley album. I'm excited for that because I see his name and I buy without question. Very excited to hear these takes on some tracks that I already love. Then we have Ivy's Apartment Life demos. Apartment Life is a really great album from Ivy, a female-fronted group that also featured Adam Schlesinger of Fountains of Wayne fame. May he rest in peace. Most exciting thing about these demos is that it actually prompted me to go on Discogs and be like, was Apartment Life ever pressed on vinyl? And I went to look, and apparently, like recently, Newbury Comics is putting out a colored vinyl version of it, which is awesome. So I grabbed that, and I'll probably grab these too. Nas, Made You Look, God's Son live. The last time RSD did a Nas live record, it was Illmatic with the orchestra, and it was phenomenal from the sound quality to the presentation of the gatefold and the gold foil on it. It was a home run. This live record comprises arguably the best era of Nas, with a ton of great tracks from, Illmatic, Stillmatic, It Was Written, a lot of really good early Nas stuff. This is like the perfect set list for me as a Nas fan. I'm a little disappointed though, they're just doing it on black vinyl. It seems fairly bare bones. I think with how high they set the bar with the last Nas live release, this seems a little underwhelming. I'm still obviously gonna grab it. Hopefully it sounds good. Pearl Jam, Giveaway, 15,500 Record Store Day exclusive. Last time I said MTV Unplugged Pearl Jam was going to be easy to get. There were like 12,000 copies and it sold out really fast. It was hard to get for a long time. Now it's back in print because of represses, but I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again, so this might be a hard one to get because Pearl Jam fans are absolutely rabid. But this is a live set from the Yield era, another incredible set of tunes. If you're a Pearl Jam fan, this is a must-have. Taylor Swift Folklore Long Pond Studio Sessions. You can hear the voices of millions of Swifties screaming in excitement this morning. This is basically her album Folklore, which I love, one of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift records, thanks to the genius of Aaron Dessner from The National, who helped write and produce this record. So this is all them playing together, including Justin Vernon, who was on the track Exile, making an appearance. Very excited for this. I think this one might be one of the hardest to get from the entire list, because Swifties be crazy, and if this is a RSD exclusive like they say, people are going to be losing their mind if they can't find this on the day. And then we have Wilco Cross-Eyed Strangers, an alternate version of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, which is by far my favorite Wilco record. I thought this was out on the box set version of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot that they announced like a year or two ago, where it was like it was something like 10 discs or something insane. And I thought it was only part of like the Super Deluxe box set, and now it looks like it's getting a standalone. I did not buy that box set, so that makes me very happy as a Wilco fan, getting to hear alternate versions of all of the tracks that I love from that album. Then a couple notable represses from back in the day. We have Roy Ayers' Stone Soul Picnic. Roy has become quickly one of my favorite funk artists of all time. This is on splatter vinyl. I hope it sounds good and it doesn't just look good. I suppose we'll see. And then we have Galt McDermott. He was the guy who wrote Hair, which is a iconic musical, but also a ton of really interesting albums, jazzy, funky, all over the place. This is Woman Is Sweeter, which originals go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is a long-awaited repress, especially for people in the hip-hop world, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this. Now let's talk about the bad real quick. ODB Return to the 36 Chambers Dirty version is getting a picture disc that nobody asked for. It's not that hard to find a repress of that album. Why do we want it on picture disc? And then two classic rock represses that are completely unnecessary. Paul McCartney's Red Rose Speedway. I think I have like 6 of those in the back of the store, one of which is in my $5 bin. This is not a difficult record to find. Why are we clogging up the plants with a repress of this? And then Todd Rundgren, A Wizard, A True Star. Really solid record, but also not hard to find for 15, 20 bucks at your local store. I don't know why they repressed this for RSD. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. The plants are still overwhelmed. We're not out of the woods, even with Jack White and all of these people that are working to try to fix that. So why are we clogging them up with things that are unnecessary? Speaking of unnecessary, let's talk about the ugly. Eddie Money, the covers. Now, I have a guilty pleasure of enjoying some Eddie Money every now and again. I'll listen to Two Tickets to Paradise and, enjoy it in the right mood. But does anybody sit there and say, hey, you know what I'd love to spin on my turntable right now? Eddie Money covering Train's Drops of Jupiter. Then we have Sigur Ros's Kevicure on yellow vinyl. 2 issues with this. 1, doesn't match at all, makes no sense. And 2, it's not that hard to find a copy of Kevicure. I guess this might be the first ever colored vinyl pressing, but why yellow? The Cure show. I don't know why RSD and Robert Smith and whoever's involved with this aren't hearing the void of souls screaming every year, just bellowing into the void, stop doing picture discs. And every year they're like, you know what we should do for Record Store Day? Let's do a picture disc. Every year the Cure is like, let's do another picture disc. No one wants it. Nobody wants it. Not one person wants it. So they're putting out show, great live set on picture disc. But we want not picture disc. And then we have a really weird one that some people are going to be very excited for, but I'm putting this in ugly because it's just such a strange album. Crispin Glover's The Big Problem Is Not the Solution. The Solution is Let It Be. It's a very, very avant-garde, strange record that's been out of print for a long time. It goes for quite a bit of money, but I can't imagine the people that love this record. It's kind of a demented, comedic, dark spoken word poetry fever dream of a record. I've tried to listen to it twice in my life, and both times I was like, this is a tough listen. I mean, I guess it's cool because it's a collectible because it goes for a lot of money, but I don't know. I can't get behind the music, if you could even call it music. It is just very strange. Crispin Glover's a great actor, but I think he should have stuck to acting. The music thing, not my thing, but maybe there's someone that's like most excited about this on the list, and to them, I tip my hat. So that is my analysis of the RSD 2023 list. There are a lot of things I'm surprisingly excited for, and I'm very curious what you are excited for. So do me a favor, let me know what you think about my thoughts in the comments, but also let me know what I've missed. What are you excited for? Leave a comment below. Tell me the thing that you're excited for. If you're gonna line up, your thoughts on RSD in general, whatever you wanna say, I'm here for it. So thank you guys for watching my yearly RSD wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, there's gonna be more videos coming very soon. Take it easy.